Rooms here, they had their toys, everything. What we're going to do, we're going to get one of the angels off the angel tree and dedicate it to Natalie and Jason. So.
That was a devastated grandfather of these two adorable little siblings, missing and presumed dead. Their own dad reportedly tells cops he was high on pills when he buried their bodies in 2 different states. Meantime, that dad and his wife, the children's stepmom, blaming each other for these horrific crimes. Luke, Arkansas, your question or thought?
Yes, Jane. I was just wondering, is it possible that this man was so high on pills that he was not able to drive his car to Mississippi and Alabama, that he may have sold his kids for even more drugs?
Well, I think you make a good point. Jamison Monroe, one thing we know about, and you're an addiction expert, about drug addicts is they're total liars. You can't believe a word they say. I mean, why should cops even trust that he's telling them the truth now?
Yeah, they shouldn't trust him at all. I mean, Jane, this is one big red flag because it reminds me of the person that gets mugged on the street and nobody does anything about it. There had to have been red flags and neglect from the parents for the past few years, and no one did anything. No one called anybody. No one warned any authorities. So it's a good point to the viewers out there that if you're witnessing any neglect or terrible parenting or abuse or addiction, you should report it now, because if you don't, then something like this could happen.
Well, Sherry Ward, in the mother's petition, domestic violence petition, she says not only that she feels he murdered his kids, but he told me if he can't have me, no one can. He said we would not be alive if we were not together. He says he will take care of our daughter. Yeah, they have an infant daughter on top of these two. Can you believe it? When she tries to run away, he dragged me back to the house. He monitors my phone calls. He takes and keeps my phone for me. I'm afraid that he's going to do something to harm our daughter. This is the infant. God willing, she's in good hands tonight, away from these two. Get this. She says that he makes the kids watch movies of massacres and torture. Can you believe that, Dr. Dale Archer?
Well, obviously, this is a sick guy, but you got to wonder why in the world the wife waited so long before she goes to the authorities with these complaints. I mean, the kids have been missing for 3 months now. What is she thinking? Why don't you get involved and take some action ahead of time? So I look at her as every bit as complicit as he is, and I think at this point, she is just trying to mitigate the circumstances against herself and to save herself. But I think they're both very, very much to blame here.
Sherry Ward, what do we know about this infant that these two had? Where is that child tonight?
I do know that the state, I've learned this from investigators in Mobile, the state is actually taking custody of the baby. So the baby is safe. She's actually still in Kentucky, the stepmother is, and she's supposed to be extradited back to Mobile sometime this week. And really, investigators are hoping they can sort out this he said, she said story. She blames him, he blames her.
And you know, the big lesson is these children should not have been with these individuals. Grandparents out there, if your kids are sick, take the kids away from them. Don't leave them in the hands of demented children, adult children. HLN's coverage of this tragic case continues. Top of the hour. Don't miss Nancy Grace. She's got the latest, 8 p.m. Eastern. So much.